Yes, I am a comedian as well. The whole point of philosophy is like learning how everybody thinks. I think it's interesting that philosophy is kind of associated. When I just feel called to do something, I'm gonna go do it. I think the food is a little overhyped, but
Well, good morning to everyone. Today seems cool and chilled. I happen to meet a friend who believes to be a Pan-Africanist and a philosopher. I'm going to get more ideas and knowledge. What's your name? Can you give a quick description of yourself?
hello, my name is Yara, also go by Rachel. And yes, I'm currently in university. We met at the library studying, and I study philosophy, politics, economics, and music. And I would say I'm a jack of all trades. I have a lot of interests. Been doing a lot of jewelry making since coming to Florence. Musician, I play piano, write music, singing as well. I also write poetry and essays.
Oh, on your bio on IG, I saw comedian. Are you a comedian?
Yes, I am a comedian as well.
Oh, okay, that's beautiful. Anyway, nice meeting you. So, you are a philosopher. What really inspired you to choose that path?
I think I love to think. That's really why I chose
And that's why you're on my channel, because you have
Yeah.
to think everything. Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, I didn't really know what philosophy was until I got to college,
Yeah.
and it just kind of sounded like a big word to me.
Okay.
But then when I started researching it more, I realized that this was like the underlying thread of a lot of my interests. It's like, to me, philosophy is about like, why do people do what they do, and also like what makes them happy,
Okay.
what inspires people, how are we conscious,
Okay.
how do we think, why do we think this way. At first in college I was studying sociology, and that's more about like how society functions.
Okay.
But I think I'm much more interested in like how humans function naturally outside of like control and power dynamics.
Well, but that's just as you said, most people believe that philosophy is a big word. Once you get in there, it is really difficult to study philosophy.
I would say it's difficult in university. I think
But practically it's not difficult.
I think if you have an interest and you like to read,
Okay.
and like I enjoy trying to see other people's perspective.
Okay.
In that way, philosophy for me, it's kind of easy because it's like you're kind of just taking on this other mindset, this other perspective, and like making a claim and seeing how true it is. In university, I would say the most challenging part is that I feel like I go to the University of Southern California. It's in Los Angeles, California. And it is a predominantly white institution, and I feel like there's a very specific perspective that I am supposed to have, or that I am supposed to learn, that I am supposed to absorb and claim is more valid. But it's like the whole point of philosophy is like learning how everybody thinks, how everybody connects to consciousness. But it's like a very European centralized perspective, and then also like very American, like a lot of white male writers, a lot of it like predating, just older. It's not very like modern or open to different perspectives.
You would have preferred to have more of probably black, because black writers,
at least diverse. I think it would have been cool if my courses, like my major it's a major provided by my university. It's called Philosophy, Politics, Economics.
Okay.
But it's very focused on these things in Europe, right? And I think it would have been really cool to study like also African philosophy, Asian philosophy,
Okay.
so on, right? Like there's so many different.
But others will argue that you are in America, so you are expected to study what is in America.
Then why are we studying European philosophy? And then if you say like, well, Americans, you know, they pride themselves for like their European roots.
Yeah.
They also have a lot of African roots, and especially culturally, if not shown by the population.
Yeah.
So I hear you, but
you may wanna study in Africa one day. Maybe you will get African
I would love
philosophy
to.
there.
Yeah. I would love to.
That would be nice. we'll be happy to see you on the continent. Yeah, so you are inspired to understand people and to listen to the perspective of other people. That is what that's what informed you to take philosophy. But aside philosophy, you study economics too. What of that? Is it also by inspiration?
My inspiration behind studying economics?
Economics too.
Honestly, I grew up low income in America, right?
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, like my family lost their home during like the recession, and I always just kind of wanted to make sense of that.
Okay.
And it's honestly been super interesting to see like the intersection of philosophy and economics.
Yeah.
Because people sometimes seem like a bit surprised that I study the two together.
Yeah.
But they're actually like super intertwined, because it's like there's a lot of thinking and thought that goes into like the ways in which people invest energy. And whether that's like because of religion or I think religion is a huge thing that I've learned a lot about because of how Europe and Christianity and taxation and whatnot, how these things are all really interconnected. I think in regards to understanding the circumstances in which I grew up, I've been like self-studying a lot more now. I've recently been reading a lot of like spiritual texts.
Okay.
So I've started reading
No, but no, even on the spiritual test.
See.
Do you believe in God? Like, are you a Christian or something?
I do believe in God.
Or you're not a Christian? Or you're not a Muslim?
I grew up Christian.
And you stopped being a Christian? Because that was where I was coming to. A lot of people believe that people who read philosophy, in the end, turn out to believe in anything again because they believe that knowledge.
Say that again.
A lot of people have the perception
that
most people who read philosophy eventually do not believe in a God or any existential being. I don't know whether your study has influenced you in that.
Like people that study philosophy become atheists?
Yes, mostly. Or agnostic or something.
It's actually really interesting though, because that's another thing that I'm really grateful for learning. Taking my courses at school, it made me realize how deeply influenced the legal system in America is. All of it, just all of our institutions, education system, but especially like the laws are literally founded on Christian ideals. Yeah. Which
in God we trust.
Exactly, things like that. But even like the concept of private property is defined by the notion that Adam was given domain over the earth.
Okay.
So that literally determines everything, like how we're sitting in this park right now. And like it's like owned by the common, but it's really owned by the government. Yeah. It's like all of this is just so deeply connected. And I think it's interesting that philosophy is kind of associated with atheism because I don't know. I think for me, I really enjoy learning from different cultures, and I think everybody has their own piece of truth, and that whatever resonates with me is what like God is sending to me. Like there's a reason why I'm being exposed to this information, or I was interested in this so-on book or whatnot. And yeah, so I don't think they're inherently connected, but I think traditionally like I could see why you would say that, like stoicism,
Yeah, because
whatnot.
that's most of the belief. But on your say that you just like culture differences, you just want to know a lot of ways people do their things, and you love their culture. Is that the reason why you left US too, Europe?
Why I left the US? I left the US because I was feeling called to leave.
Okay.
I'm definitely a person where when I just feel called to do something, I'm gonna go do it.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Like,
Why so far there is enough fans for it?
Yeah.
Or maybe
So
you have the edge.
I was thinking about this today because I was like, why did I start learning Italian? And I just learned it like a year ago.
Okay.
And
so you can speak Italian?
see you.
Oh, I just hear the C and the child. That's cool.
That's all you need here, really. Hey, vorrei un gelato. No.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I was just thinking about that on the way here. Like, I've just decided to pick up this language, and it's really been very enriching, and it's been like great to know a language in a land that I'm in, because it's like so stressful to not know it.
So how do you find Europe so far? Okay, you've only been to Italy. Is that your first time in Europe?
It is, yes.
Yeah, and it's Italy. And how do you find Italy? The culture, the acts, the beauty, the music, the people.
I think
the food, of course, pasta.
I think the food is a little overhyped.
Oh.
But I do think it's very like healthy and nutritious.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful to have like easily accessible, healthy food. I'm also staying with a host family.
Okay.
And every night,
you get
it's incredible. Like, it's like when I go to the restaurants here, I'm like kind of disappointed. But whenever I eat at home, I'm so happy. And it's just so amazing. She's an amazing cook. I would say culturally, like, it's a very old place. And so it's been really like perspective shifting, because America is so young. And like, I knew that, but it's also like every street that I walk on, everywhere I go, it's like the oldest thing you'll really see is maybe like 100 or 200 years old. But here, stuff is like 2,000 years old. You're just walking on like cobblestones that have been here for hundreds of years. So it kind of has like just made me think a lot bigger about like the past, and just not really feeling so trapped in the now, and that I'm very connected to like the people before me.
No, but aside Europe, you've never traveled any continent. I mean, that's your first time traveling out of US?
No.
Okay. You've gone to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're a Pan-Africanist, as you said earlier.
Yes.
Who is a Pan-Africanist?
What is a Pan-Africanist?
Yeah, who do you call as a Pan-Africanist?
That I like?
Yeah. But you said you're a Pan-Africanist, right?
In America, the only Pan-Africanist we have is Dr. Umar. No, I'm just joking. Do you know who that is?
I
think he's funny. I got to go to Ghana this summer, and
yeah, in Ghana.
And I really
the gateway to Africa. No, but earlier you gave us your name. You said you got Rachel. You didn't add the other names, right?
Yara.
Yeah. Okay.
I was born on a Thursday, and I was given the name Ya.
You like Ya in Ghana.
Yeah.
I'm clapping for you.
Thank you.
All right. So how was the experience in Ghana?
Well, let me answer.
Yeah, answer the Pan-Africanist.
I really love Kwame Nkrumah.
Oh, great.
And I'm gonna butcher his name. Matumba from
Lumumba.
DRC.
Yeah, Pierre Lumumba.
And Malcolm X. I recently read his bibliography, and he actually inspired me to like read the Quran. So just like a super, and you know, I was telling my new friend here that I don't know, I've just been kind of less excited to like be like oh yes, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a Pan-Africanist,
Yeah.
I'm a woman, I'm XYZ, because I feel like I'm just a person.